Welcome back to another edition of Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas. I am the CEO of Forward Worthington. We are, of course, the Chamber of Commerce, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and, of course, the Worthington Regional Economic Development Corporation for Worthington and Nobles County. We are in downtown Worthington today inside the offices of Helping Hand Pregnancy Center. And I'm talking here with Emily Zelstra. She is the Executive Director. Emily, thanks a lot for coming on. Kind of talk a little bit about the history of the office that we're standing in here.
Sure. Helping Hand was a group of folks from Edgerton, Minnesota, had gotten together around 1990, and that's when Helping Hand was incorporated. Those group of people had gone through some type of either adoption, abortion, miscarriage, and found that they had something all in common and formed Helping Hand. And we have been in this building since 2002.
Talk a little bit about what we were talking before we came on. There had been, you rely on grant funding and some would say government support and stuff like that.
Yes.
But a few years ago, there was kind of a cutoff of funding. Things kind of struggled from there on. Can you kind of talk about that?
Correct. Helping Hand had gotten a grant from the state of Minnesota. It was called the Positive Alternatives Grant. And the grant was slated for the center to have for 5 years. Every year they were getting close to $150,000 to $170,000. And then halfway through that grant, they had stopped it. The government had stopped it. So 5 years for the grant, 2.5 years through, it was cut. The grant, how grants work is that you have to have every cent designated towards something and be able to show that. So they had planned for this grant for 5 years with the staff, with the programs, with the center, and then halfway through being told they weren't going to receive those funds any longer. So the program had to cut back, and with that went staff and then some of the groups. There was one staff, the director, that was able to stay on very part-time. And then I came on a few months ago and am extremely motivated to get the center back on its feet. Every day we're seeing new clients, and putting a face with the clients that are in need is kind of a different opportunity.
Yeah. Talk about the time when, not long after you started, you were here, not a lot of action coming in, and not a lot of folks coming in, so you were alone in the office quite a bit. But then a gentleman walked in the door. Kind of tell us about that story.
Yes, so I had, it was my first few weeks alone, and I was very excited to start to meet with clients, and was in the back room hanging up some clothes and heard the door, so this would have been the very first client that I had here. And looked up down the hall, and I saw it was a gentleman. Came up to greet him, and it was right before Easter. He had been arrested for strangling his 13-year-old and was looking for parenting classes. It being right before Easter, there wasn't a lot of things open, but sat down with him and asked if we could pray, and he was agreeing towards that. Got him a Bible. Googled where the local church was from where he was staying, got him set up with church for Easter weekend, and then we still continue to see this gentleman, and he's doing very well. Obviously, that's not just because of us. It takes a whole community to sometimes get people through their struggles. But so I was a little taken back because I wasn't expecting a gentleman. I was waiting for some ladies and some babies, but I won't ever forget that story.
Well, what are maybe some other stories you can share with us about your experiences so far here?
Sure. Most of the families that come in have other kids, so everybody in the family is offered a Bible. We've gotten to the point now to where we have some non-English speaking clients, and so they bring their younger siblings with to do some translating. So the younger siblings will come. There's 3 families that I can think of right now that when they come, then the younger siblings and I will talk about the Bible story that they just read, what they're going to read next. So it's really involving not just one person or a couple. We're involved with the whole family.
Sure. for the office setup here. We're kind of standing in front of some toys over here. Can you kind of tell us what we got going on right now?
Yeah, so everything that we get, since we're 501c and faith-based, everything that we get is from donations and donors, whether that be local businesses or churches, private funding. So when people come in, like I said, most of them have other kids, needed something to keep the other kids a little busy or occupied, so started to accumulate some toys that they can play with. And then the rest of this stuff that you see right out here, that stuff will be gone by next week. I just try to put some things out here that people have donated, and then when families can come in, they see what's here and they're able to take that.
Sure. Volunteers, you have a lot of volunteers here? You have some folks now and again?
Yes, we have some pretty consistent volunteers. Summer's a little bit harder because everybody's busy in vacations, and I'm looking towards getting a few of them back that were here before after summer. But yes, volunteer. A lot of our things are through volunteer, and any of that could be from cleaning to going to a community event with us. There's always handyman work that needs to be done. Even volunteering, if you have a passion for, counseling, to be able to help other people, we're open to taking volunteers to actually meet with clients also. You have to go through a little bit of a process when you're meeting with the clients, but there's all sorts of stuff to do to volunteer here. And the best way to be able to find out about that would be either to call or to email myself.
Okay. Leading into my next question. So, hours for the office, methods of contact, what do we got to do?
Sure. The hours are a little tough, and I could probably understand where it might be a little frustrating sometimes, but since I'm generally the only person here, if I have meetings or need a day off, then the center is closed. It would be great to have a volunteer be here when that happens, but I'm pretty adamant about any time I'm here, the open sign is on. And can see clients at any point in time. But we're always taking volunteers, happy to take volunteers.
Phone number, website, and your email address?
Sure. Phone number here at the center is 507-372-2111. And we have a website, helpinghand.org. And my email address is hhpc.ed@gmail.com.
Okay. Social media on you got? Are you active?
We have Facebook. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. My kids are helping me with that. You need a TikTok video, Mom.
That's some advanced stuff right there.
It is. It is. And unfortunately, the older I get, the harder sometimes that stuff gets. But Facebook, I've been trying to be really active on Facebook. For sure.
Very good. All right. Talking with Emily Zelstra. She is the executive director here at Helping Hand Pregnancy Center, right here on we are on 3rd Avenue here downtown Worthington. Remember, if you happen to walk in, or maybe know someone that is going to be seeking services here, remember to maybe just kind of mention that you saw Emily here on Focus Forward here on Studio 3. Coming up next, we're going to talk about what's on the community calendar. Welcome back to Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas with Forward Worthington. Let's talk about what's coming up on the community calendar. We've got, first off, coming up, we'll have the Worthington Elks Lodge doing up a hog roast and luau. That's going to be on Saturday night, August 16th. Doors are going to open at 4 o'clock. And they'll also have a bags tournament, beanbag tournament as well. Again, that's the Worthington Elks Lodge. Hog roast and luau, Saturday, August 16th. If you're not familiar with where the Worthington Elks Lodge is, 1105 2nd Avenue in downtown Worthington. And then, of course, through the season here, of course, now through the end of October, it is the farmers market. We've got 2 farmers markets, 2 different days. On Tuesdays, you can find the farmers market over at the downtown 10th Street Pavilion in downtown Worthington, 3:30 until 6:30. And then on Saturdays, the farmers market moves over to Schwalbach Ace Hardware on Oxford Street, and that goes from 7 until noon. That's going to do it for another Focus Forward here on Studio 3. My name is Jamie Salinas. Remember, if you or someone you know is interested in becoming a member of Forward Worthington, remember just to have them come on over. You can come on over to our office at 700 2nd Avenue. We've also got 507-372-2919, phone number to call any way you can. So that's going to do it for Forward Worthington. For Oscar behind the camera, say thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.